Hi, everybody, and welcome to Shine with Julie. Today, I want to talk to you about those coveted food emotions. We are busy moms. We are headed into an even busier time of our season, and the other stuff doesn't stop. The carpools don't stop, taking kids places, coordinating homework. Even if you have older kids going into finals, they might still need help or they don't drive yet, so they have to get to a study group. I mean, it's just everywhere. We have the regular food prep for meals, but we also have holiday prep beginning. Maybe holiday parties are beginning for you, and you are just feeling the weight of all of these choices. And you might be somebody that has been traumatized around food, and food does not hold a joyful place in your holiday life. And this might have been for self-imposed reasons. It could have been from an unintending family member giving you advice around food when you were younger or older that stuck, and it is now a place of shame and torment rather than joy. On the flip side, though, there might be a lot of joy around food. Maybe food was a great, happy part of your holiday celebrations as a kid, and maybe there's some loneliness around the holidays this year. Perhaps there's a loved one that's not with you, and that is a memory for you that ties back joy to food. But whatever the case might be, there is an associated with emotion and food. And here is the thing about that. That is an energetic connection. It could be what you perceive as a good connection, but yet it is creating an unhealthy attachment to food. And it could be something that you don't even really like or love to eat, but you are drawn to it because of that emotional attachment to it. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, because really food stress is often self-imposed. Now, I did not mean to say that this is something that you do intentionally. You might have no idea that these things are bubbling below the surface for you. A lot of this happens in that unconscious mind. We only use such a small portion of our known mind, 10%. We really know what's going on up there. The other 95% is on autopilot. So there's a lot of unconscious eating that goes on around the holiday, and a lot of triggers around even food prep. Think about that favorite dessert that now you're in charge of making for your family holiday, but that dessert was the one food that somebody suggested along the way. Maybe you shouldn't have an extra piece of that. Or, Julie, do you think that that's really the food for you? It doesn't matter who it was, but maybe that food now has some shame attached to it or some guilt attached to it because you did eat the food and then you thought about it later and, oh, maybe that shouldn't have been my choice. So there's a lot of emotional charge around food. So what I would love to encourage you to do this holiday season is take the gloves off. Stop fighting with the food that is around you this holiday season, and instead be like Sherlock Holmes. Be like that investigator that is figuring out what is under the surface. What is that pumpkin pie that I'm not supposed to have really about? What is that red velvet cake with the cream cheese frosting really about? Why do I feel like I can only eat the veggie sticks and ranch dressing? Oh, wait, no, don't eat the ranch dressing because there's too many calories in the ranch dressing. So maybe just the veggies. So there are usually emotional ties to all of those choices that we're making. And I want you to be like a little sleuth this holiday season. But first, take the gloves off. No warring with food, no warring with those family members that really think they're doing well for you. It's not coming from a place of not supporting you or not loving you. It's usually the exact opposite. But it is coming from an ignorance point of view. And I'm not saying stupid, I'm saying ignorant. They do not know another way. So give grace. But and we'll talk in a minute how to navigate that part of a holiday celebration. But for right now, I want you to like use the notes app in your phone and really pay attention when you are at an event, a friend event, a family event, or preparing to go to one of those events. And pay attention to those little thoughts in your mind going on around the food that is in front of you. Again, maybe it's that favorite dessert that you're prepping and you think, oh, I can't lick the batter thing because fill in the blank. What is that mantra that's going on in your head? What's that message that keeps playing? Don't do that. Don't do that. It's bad. It's, whatever that is. And is there emotion attached to it? Is it sadness because your favorite family member was the one who made that food year after year after year, and now they're not there to celebrate with you? Is it guilt because you had the food many years, nobody knew you had the food, maybe you snuck it around the corner to eat it because you didn't want to disappoint the person that was looking out for you, or maybe you tried to hide from yourself because you promised yourself you weren't going to eat it. Whatever the case might be, there's a little guilt and shame there. Or maybe the flip side, and this is often misunderstood, maybe there's a joyful attachment. Maybe you don't even like the food, as I said before, but you are drawn to that food because it is filling an emotional place in your heart and your life. So I want you to just start cataloging that. And then you might just feel totally agnostic toward that food. There's no emotion. It's just a neutral slate. And that's totally cool. You want to eat the pumpkin pie just because you frickin' want to eat the pumpkin pie. And I did not say the bad F word. It's the alternative one. So have fun with that. Eat the pumpkin pie if that's what you want to eat. Eat the veggie stick if you want. Dip it in the ranch if you want. But this is a time to take the gloves off, really explore what you enjoy eating, what you don't, with no emotional attachment, just cataloging those emotions. No guilt, no shame. Because we're going to take and use that information in a little bit different way in future episodes. And this is how I work with my clients, because what we do is we peel back the layers. We are investigators. We are looking at that. And what is that food choice? And what is that driving emotion? And then once you have those two associations, then you can begin to break the cycle. Because energy of any kind, think of your light switch, right? You're breaking the cycle to turn off the energy. You're turning off that light. And we don't need to know how it works. I have no idea. I'm glad somebody smarter than me designed that. But all I know is that when I break that connection, that light no longer shines. So there has to be the same in our emotional state as well. When we break the energetic cycle of that emotional attachment to the food, then we can decide, is the food right for me or is it not right for me, from a completely neutral standpoint. And that's where we want to get to. That's where I help my clients get to. So when they come to me and they are emotional eating, or they are super stressed out and we need to peel back those layers, then we look at things like that. We look at what are those unprocessed trapped emotions that are wreaking havoc that you don't even know are present, but are at play in so many decisions that you make, so many triggers that you have, even around the holiday stress could be tied to those unprocessed emotions. So again, just like with the food, if you have like freak out moments where it's like, I don't even know why I'm freaking out right now, write that down and explore that. And you can even journal this on your own without working with somebody like me. I am an emotion code and body code certified practitioner, and I help people through things like that. But this is something that you can do with a pen and paper, with just journaling and writing everything out and really looking at with open eyes, what is going on? What are some of those attachments? If this happens, then I feel this way. If I'm exposed to that food, then I feel this way. And start putting those puzzle pieces together. And some people are great working on their own, and some people need somebody to help them. In either way is okay. But I encourage you, get rid of the emotional charge around your food. Now, a little bit later today, I am going to drop a resource in my link in bio, both on Facebook and Instagram. You'll see that. And this will be 5 quick tips to diffuse your food emotions. And I hope that you'll use those tips to get through the holidays with a little bit more comfort and joy. Beautiful holiday season is supposed to be about and enjoying yourself and your family this holiday. Until next week.